Remember when quarterbacks were considered old by their mid-30s? Tom Brady shattered that myth. But how did one man redefine an entire position's career lifespan, forcing everyone from coaches to trainers to rethink what's possible? Get ready to uncover the revolutionary secrets that changed football forever. For decades, the NFL operated under an unwritten rule. Father Time is undefeated. Quarterbacks, the most vital players on the field, were no exception. We watched legends like John Elway, hobbled by injuries, walk away at 38 after one last triumph. We saw Dan Marino, a statistical giant, hang it up at the same age, his body worn down by the brutal toll of the game. The consensus was clear. The late 30s were the finish line. The relentless pounding, the high-speed collisions, and the sheer physical demands meant that a quarterback's prime was a fleeting window. Teams planned for it, fans expected it, and players accepted it as the natural order of the sport. A career extending into the 40s wasn't just rare, it was practically science fiction. The narrative was set in stone: get your rings, set your records, and get out before the game breaks you. This was the world before Tom Brady decided to rewrite the rule book. Then everything changed. While the rest of the league zigged, Tom Brady zagged. He didn't just accept the inevitable physical decline, he declared war on it. The weapon he created was the TB12 Method, a philosophy that seemed alien to the traditional NFL mindset of lifting heavy and pushing through pain. Instead of focusing solely on strength, Brady championed a concept he called pliability. The goal was to keep his muscles long, soft, and resilient, allowing them to absorb and disperse the forces of impact. Think of it like the difference between a dry twig that snaps and a green branch that bends. This was a radical departure from the norm. His diet was just as revolutionary. While his peers might indulge in steak and potatoes, Brady adopted a largely plant-based diet, famously avoiding things like nightshades, white sugar, and caffeine. He prioritized hydration to an almost obsessive degree, aiming to drink half his body weight in ounces of water every single day. He combined this with specialized resistance band training, cognitive exercises, and an unwavering commitment to sleep and recovery. While other players were hitting the weight room, Brady was working with his body guru, Alex Guerrero, on a system designed not just for performance, but for preservation. It was a holistic, 360-degree approach to wellness that treated his body less like a battering ram and more like a high-performance engine that needed meticulous, daily maintenance. This wasn't just a workout plan, it was a lifestyle, and it would soon become his blueprint for defying age. The results of this radical experiment played out on the biggest stage imaginable. As his contemporaries retired, Brady just kept going. And he wasn't just hanging on, he was dominating. At 39, he led the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. At 41, he won another. Then, after switching teams, he did the unthinkable. At 43 years old, he joined a new organization and immediately led them to a Super Bowl victory. His performance metrics didn't fall off a cliff as everyone expected. In fact, in some ways, he got better. In his final season at age 45, he threw for over 4,600 yards, a number that would be a career year for most quarterbacks in their prime. Let's look at the numbers from age 37 to 45, a period when most quarterbacks are either retired or serving as backups. Tom Brady threw for over 40,000 passing yards and 300 touchdowns. He made it to 5 more Super Bowls, winning 3 of them. His accuracy remained pristine, his decision-making elite, and his arm strength more than sufficient to make every throw on the field. He didn't just extend his career, he maintained a level of excellence that was unprecedented. He proved that the physical cliff wasn't a cliff at all. It was a slope that could be managed, flattened, and even climbed back up with the right approach. His on-field success was the ultimate proof of concept for his off-field discipline. The shockwaves of Brady's longevity rocked the entire league. What was once seen as Brady's eccentric obsession became the new gold standard. Teams, coaches, and players who once might have scoffed at his methods were now desperately trying to replicate them. Suddenly, nutritionists, flexibility coaches, and sleep specialists became essential personnel for NFL franchises. The league-wide culture began to shift from a mindset of wear and tear to one of prevention and preservation. We see this influence everywhere today. Young superstars like Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow are already vocal about the importance of body maintenance, nutrition, and taking care of themselves for the long haul. Older quarterbacks, like Aaron Rodgers, have openly credited Brady for inspiring them to adopt more holistic wellness practices to extend their own careers. The league itself has invested more in player health and safety, understanding that its greatest assets are the players themselves. Training rooms now look more like comprehensive wellness centers than simple ice and tape stations. Brady's success didn't just give him more years in the game. It gave the entire next generation of athletes a roadmap to a longer, healthier career. He forced the NFL to evolve. So what is Tom Brady's ultimate legacy? It's far greater than his 7 rings or his mountain of passing records. His enduring contribution was a fundamental redefinition of what is possible in professional sports. He proved that an athlete's career span isn't solely dictated by age, but by discipline, knowledge, and a relentless dedication to self-care. He bridged the gap between athletic performance and wellness science, making concepts like pliability and anti-inflammatory diets part of the mainstream sports conversation. In the post-Brady era, the question is no longer when will a quarterback decline, but how long can he sustain his peak? We will see more athletes playing at a high level into their late 30s and even early 40s, not as exceptions, but as the new expectation. Tom Brady didn't just beat Father Time, he negotiated a new contract with him, and in doing so, he gave every athlete who came after him the blueprint to do the same. His greatest victory wasn't on the field. It was changing the very science of career longevity in sports forever. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss our next deep dive. We'll see you in the next one.